to Wholesale Hotline, where we cover everything to do with wholesale real estate. I'm Jamil Damji.
I'm Brent Daniels.
And I am Pace Morby.
And together we cover the most important parts of wholesale real estate.
Lead generation.
Conversion of sellers into contracts.
And dispositions. Guys, remember when you're watching this show, do us a favor and squad up in the comments.
Make sure that you are liking and subscribing to the YouTube channels and in the Facebook group Wholesale Hotline.
Most important, we want to know we're doing a great job for you and helping you build your business. So go give us a review on iTunes and or Spotify.
So squad up and enjoy the show!
Welcome to Wholesale Hotline number 137. I am Brent Daniels, Mr. TTP, Mr. Talk to People. I am joined right next to me by Clark Kent, a.k.a. Oh, no, it's Jamil Damji, the world's greatest wholesaler.
Oh, my gosh, bro.
The world's greatest creative finance / wholesaling / real estate entrepreneur, Pace Morby. And I'm excited, guys. Today is we have a guest on the show, and this is incredible. I remember 2-3 years ago, it was either 2019 or 2020. I was looking around. I was just seeing what was on YouTube about wholesaling real estate. What about it was there anything that I was missing? Was there anything that was new and fresh and up and coming? And I found this incredible channel and this incredible young talent. And she was in her room and she was just talking to the camera, and she was vulnerable and excited and passionate. And you could tell had that spark in her eye and that electricity in her voice, and just a beautiful smile, and just was absolutely crushing it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this channel is going to be absolutely outstanding. And I reached out to her, and we formed a friendship. And it is my pleasure to bring on to Wholesale Hotline Lily Thompson on the hotline. Say hello.
Hey.
That was such a wonderful intro. I appreciate it.
Well, a lot of people are excited to have you on here. A lot of people have been watching your journey. You have truly, out of all of us, really documented step by step, from really knowing nothing about real estate to like doing it all, trying it all, tasting every little bit of it, whether it be house hacking, whether it be wholesaling, whether it be cold calling, driving for dollars, all of it you have documented. And I think that you just have a wonderful way to tell your story and to explain it to people so that people feel like they can do it too. And I'm just so excited to have you on here to share that over the next 90 minutes with our incredible Wholesale Hotline audience.
Yeah, thanks for having me here, guys. You guys are so many of the 3 guys that I learned from and was trying to document. Hey, Pace said, try this. Let's go do it.
That's it. And so, yeah, we're excited. Jamil.
Oh, I'm starstruck right now.
Well, you had to put on your glasses.
Yeah, no,
you had to see her clearly.
I had to see her clearly. Also, she shines.
That's it.
And so it was just, I had an opportunity to actually to have a chat with Lily the other day, and incredible. You're just an incredible human being, creator, and you've given so many people the framework that they've needed to get started in their entrepreneurial and real estate journey. And it's so fitting that you are with us today. I'm just thrilled because this is the first time I actually see the screen.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm not like I'm being honest with you guys. I've been doing this show now 137 episodes of it, and I have not seen a single thing.
All right, I'm honored. I'm honored you pulled out the glasses for me. And thank you to you 3 also for coming on my channel last week. The video, it came out super well, so I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I watched it today. It was fantastic. So if you guys want to it's about, 17, 18, 19 minutes. It is absolutely incredible. Lily interviewed some of the top real estate entrepreneurs from around the country, and it's just packed full of actionable items. So make sure that you check that out on her channel, Lily Invests on YouTube. So check that out. So Lily, where are you at now? What are you doing? Are you wholesaling? Are you flipping? Are you house hacking? Are you adding to your portfolio? Like, what are you doing? How do you stay focused? How do you not like go all over the place and not get anywhere? You know what I mean? What are you working on right now?
Yeah, so right now, what I'm really trying to work on is the operation of the properties that I have right now, right? So, like, got a couple of properties through house hacking, through seller finance, through wholesaling, or through the BRRRR strategy, and trying to figure out, like, how am I managing tenants? How am I making sure that, I'm being a responsible property owner? And so that's a big portion of what I'm focusing on right now, as well as thinking about, okay, how do I be intelligent in, like, this market cycle? How do I buy properties that are smart investments? And so while the acquisitions has kind of slowed down a little bit, I feel like we've gotten a bit more efficient with like evaluating properties and trying to just like add people to my team. Because as you guys know, it's like it all kind of just started with me in my bedroom, talking to my phone. And so I feel like I'm at that stage of like really getting serious and like kind of making it bigger than just myself.
Amazing. So, Lily, right now, your primary investment strategy is holding. You're acquiring through creative finance. You're acquiring either with traditional financing, whatever the strategy is. But you are holding more than you are selling. Would that be correct?
Definitely. And it kind of was like gaining confidence through wholesaling and gaining connections, and then realizing like, okay, I kind of learned all of this in a relatively low risk way. And now how do I, build up a portfolio? Because from the very beginning, my whole goal was like, can I cover my living expenses with relatively passive income? And so I feel like, the property portfolio that I've acquired now is like allowing me to do that.
Amazing. And that's really a lot of people's entrepreneurial journey, especially when it comes to real estate investment, is wholesale being the foundation, the beginning part that allows you to create cash, to build connections, to learn how to underwrite, to actually be able to determine what's a deal versus what's not a deal. That should then allow you to make those acquisitions and build your passive income. And so it's absolutely great to have you here. We want to pick your brain as to what kind of deals you want to buy today, because right now the market has absolutely shifted, right? We've seen so many changes over the last couple of months, especially with respect to buyer demand, right? And so for me on the wholesale side, I'm primarily wholesaling, right? My strategies are much different than Brent Daniels. He likes to keep assets. Pace also, he's a major collector of property, and I'm constantly wholesaling. So I need to be in front of my buyers, having an understanding of what it is right now that's tickling the fancy. And so maybe Lily, you can give us some insight into what tickles your fancy.
Yeah, I mean, just like always, guys, no expert, just trying to figure it out. But I think the idea of just buying below value assets, regardless of kind of where the market is. And what that's really come into for me is just properties that are like in physical distress. And I've been able to build up relationships with contractors and kind of like steal contractors, not in a negative way, but like get recommendations from, my buyers on, hey, who are the contractors you're working with? If they don't have enough work, can you send them over to me? And so now I feel pretty confident in taking on properties that I can get at a big discount because they're so physically distressed. And then that gives me confidence that, hey, even if the market drops 10, 15, 20%, I'm still buying it, 50% below value anyway, because they're in physical distress. And then I have, the systems and the team in place to renovate them and get them where we need in order to do, our cash out refinance or BRRRR strategy. So it's kind of like, if the market's here, then I'm still buying here. And if the market's here, I'm still buying here. And so much of that has been physical distress. And what I think I need to get better at, and something I'm still trying to learn, is like, where are those properties where it's not necessarily the physical distress of the property, but it's really helping the seller out of a tough situation that can still get me that big discount because I'm solving a problem of theirs that isn't necessarily just the house is in such bad condition physically.
Yeah, there's three types of distress, right? The physical distress of the property, the emotional distress of the owner, or the financial distress. And I think that that's what you're hitting on there: the financial or the emotional distress that these property owners are going through, and they just want to get rid of these properties, and that's adding to their stress. So that's where we come in, right?
That's where I still have to grow, because it's really easy to identify properties in physical distress.
Sure.
But like you said, like having those conversations and understanding how to be of service to people who are in distress in other ways, like I feel like that's my next like thing I've gotta figure out and really like get out there and do.
Interesting that you're bringing this up. I got home today from filming with Jamil, and I walked downstairs in the studio, and my wife is on the phone with a trustee stopping and postponing a foreclosure. My wife, that's what she's been doing for 12 years, right? She was a short sale negotiator for a long time. She teaches people transaction coordination. I don't know anybody on the planet better at paperwork and postponing foreclosures. She's on the phone today with the trustee extending the foreclosure for a lady named Brenda, who lost her foot 3 years ago. She lost her husband 5 years ago. She only brings in like $1,500 a month in Social Security. And her auction date is October 2nd. She has no siblings. She has no children. She has nobody there to help her but somebody who is actively looking for those pain points. And so foreclosure, although it was on a moratorium for about 1.5 years, and yes, foreclosures, of course, from January to February were up like an infinite percentage because foreclosures weren't happening in January. But over the last 3 or 4 months, foreclosures continue to double and double. And now with the new interest rate hike of 0.75%, by the way, Cody Barton, my business partner, just told me that we just got quoted on 2 BRRRR deals that we're doing 8%.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm sorry, guys. You know, I'm not a big BRRRR lover. We do about 20 a year, but I don't love BRRRR just because I just don't like all the requirements, the multiple loans, all the work, all that kind of stuff. But we still do it. Well, we did 40 last year. We'll do 20 this year. Next year, we'll probably end up doing 3, right? It is crazy what's going to happen with interest rates. The economy is going to change. Home building is going to slow down. Mm-hmm. Buyers are slowing down. Our homes on the market from January, you know how many we had in Maricopa County in January? 3,500. A healthy market in Maricopa is between 20,000 and 25,000. That's a healthy, balanced market. We are now at 20,000 in just the last 6 months. We have basically added 17,000 average new homes on the market. So what does that do to prices? Jamil, does that lower prices? Does that make prices go up? What's going to happen over the next, I'd say, 18 to 24 months to our real estate market?
Well, I think we've got an absolute cooling, right? That there's no way to deny that or to skirt around the fact that when you have more supply of anything, that prices will depress. And I think this gives us a huge buying opportunity, right? Because I am right now actively finding deals. In fact, anybody who tuned in to the challenge that I just did, we primarily were sourcing those deals on market. And I know Pace just completed the Elephant Challenge, and they were using that amazing software Privy to go and find opportunities on the MLS. Here's the beautiful thing. Real estate agents right now, they get it. They totally get it.
It's a lot different.
Direct to homeowner right now might be a little bit more difficult to get sellers to come to terms with the reality of where the market is right now. But real estate agents, they feel it. You want to know why? Because their phone stopped ringing. Mm-hmm. And if you're really out there trying to get yourself a great deal, you can find sellers open to negotiate. And I mean, guys, I'm talking 100,000, 150,000 below list price. Like you can go in there and just name your price. And somebody that has to sell, they'll sell.
Jamil, I'm going in at 30 to 50% of the list price.
Wow.
30 to 50%. It just depends on the condition of the property. If that property is completely destroyed, what other option do they have? Where are the cash buyers? So Audantic, right, the data scientist out of Seattle, pulled up the data of cash buyers flips in Maricopa County. We're averaging 4,500 purchases a month. It is down to 1,000.
Wow.
1,000. Yes. Right. So it is like 18% of what it used to be or whatever. Yeah.
18% of where it was, guys.
So 82% of the cash buyers are sitting on the sidelines.
So Brent, I have a question for you there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flip this on you guys. I'm gonna become an interviewer if you don't mind.
Please.
Mainly just selfishly because I want to learn. Like, do you have concern then at finding a cash buyer when you go to, do the disposition side of that deal? Or do you feel so confident that you got it, at 30 cents on the dollar that you'll find one of those, 18% that's still in the game, or you'll keep it for yourself?
You have to work twice as hard to make half the profits right now that we did in April. True. In our market, for sure. I mean, average of 50,000 plus that we would make per deal is now 25,000. We have to go and we have to put in, 20 offers to get the one that is going to be a really, really, really solid deal. So everybody better figure this out. Everybody better realize if you're in one of these major markets that appreciated really fast, really hard, there's going to be there's already been an adjustment because people were jumping in and making huge profits.
Let me answer that from a creative finance standpoint, because there's a completely different side to this token.
Yes.
On the creative finance standpoint, it is actually way easier to disposition right now than you could ever imagine, right? So here's the text message I just got from my partner. Let me show this to you guys. I thought I was really funny in the way I replied to him. He says, bro, investor rates are above 8%. Crazy. Gonna hurt on our last few refis, but we got to finish the blah, blah, blah. Creative finance only. Rip the burr. And I was like, F the burr.
Yeah.
Here's the reality in a creative finance transaction. If I go and buy a deal, okay, I'll talk to you guys. I'll address what Jamil brought up just a couple of minutes ago. In a creative finance situation, sorry guys, I know that you hate when I do the whiteboard, but in a creative finance transaction, I buy a sub 2 deal from, let's say, this seller. Okay, here's my house. I have a deal. I'll give you guys the address here in just a second. I just bought it in Vegas. I just had an event at my office where 100 people came together for free. We didn't charge for this. We just had a blast. We called it the Golden Ticket event. I split them all into 10 groups. And all they did for 45 minutes only is they went around the group of all 10 people and they kind of round robined agent outreach on listed properties that had over 90 days on market. And the only thing I wanted them to pitch was not cash, but creative. Okay. In 45 minutes, Brent, how many appointments, how many offers, how many contracts do you think went out?
With 100 people?
With 100 people in 45 minutes.
I hope
only
at least
creative
100.
finance, no cash, just creative finance.
I hope they pitched at least 100 times.
Okay. There's over 300 pitches. Everybody got a phone call, 3 phone calls each. So there's 300 phone calls made. Out of those 300 phone calls, there was over 45 appointments made for follow-up in 45 minutes, by the way. Okay. And 5 contracts made in 45 minutes.
Are you telling me that these people just picked up the phone and called strangers?
Yeah. They TTP.
Is that what happened?
Okay. They
that doesn't
TTP.
work.
That's crazy.
Okay, so here's a deal. I've got a deal in Las Vegas. One of the contracts that came through, I'm actually buying it from this group. The seller is getting $1,000. Okay, seller's getting $1,000 to walk away sub 2. And the agent is making $4,000 on a $400,000 listing. Okay, ARV on this is $400,000. I bought it at $400,000. All right. What am I doing with this? I don't want to keep it, so I'm selling it. Actually, what I'm doing is I'm assigning this sub 2 to an end buyer who has already been rejected by a bank because he no longer can afford stuff at 6.5% or 8%. We are assigning this sub 2 deal for $475,000 with $35,000 to us right away.
Wow.
And he has a year to pay me the other $40,000 or else I take the house back. This was out of a free event.
He'll do that?
What's that?
How do you anticipate he'll pay the 40
I don't.
grand back?
Lily, remember something very important. We loan to own. Anytime you give a loan out to somebody, always anticipate you will end up owning that thing at some point, and that's how you underwrite anything. We only loan with the anticipation to own. So at some point, number one, I'll end up walking away with $20,000 paying full retail on a sub 2 deal, 20 grand. And that's my net because I got to pay for some things up front to make it happen. Next year, if I don't get my 40 grand, guess what I got? I got another house that comes back to me that I can then turn around and either assign or I can wrap again. How did you find the end buyer? Jackie, go on my YouTube channel. I talk about how to find end buyers on creative finance stuff. Super easy. So for me, creative finance right now, when you got a homeowner looking for a home and they're being quoted 6 to 8% on the buy side, but I'm coming to them and saying, hey, I've got a sub 2 deal at 3.25%, but I got to sell it to you for 60,000, 70,000 over retail. Who actually pays more money? Ask this question. The person that bought a house at $400,000 at 7.5%, or the person that paid $475 at 3.25% interest?
Oh, the guy who pays at the interest rate is going to nail you over the term of that loan.
This is why creative finance, I mean, it's dominated, at least in my world, for the last 5 years before all of this. But when you see interest rates hiking and everybody in the burr world, I burr. But I know how painful the burr can be. It completely shuts off. Like the burr will shut off for a good 6 months. And why it will shut off for a good 6 months is because homeowners take a while to catch up to what's going on in the market.
Yep.
And that usually takes about 6 months. They're belligerent. They believe I should be getting this much money. Homeowners, Jamil said this the other day about the purple sky. Jamil, say that purple sky thing again.
Well, it's interesting, right? So I use this analogy of, say you walked out of your house today and you looked up at the sky and the sky was purple today. Mm-hmm. It's always been blue, but today it's purple. Yeah. Right? Well, you look over to your side and your neighbor's out there on the street with you and he's looking up at the sky too. And you look at him and you say, it's purple sky today. He says, yeah, it's a purple sky today. Weird. And you go into your house and you talk to all the people in the house right now who haven't seen the sky yet. And you say, hey, it's purple sky out there. You know what they're going to say? Absolutely not. No, it's not. The sky's never purple. It's always blue. So I believe that anybody who's in this industry that's feeling this and understanding, everybody who understands what we're dealing with right now, those are our purple sky guys. Yep. Right? And the purple sky guys are real estate agents. They know better than anybody because they're on the front line. Their phones have stopped ringing. Guys, they put themselves into so many situations. Imagine how many BMWs got leased between January and March of this year from real estate agents.
All of them.
All the BMWs. Why is there a car shortage, guys? You want to know why? Because realtors.
Yes.
Okay.
They were balling out.
They were balling out.
Them and loan officers.
Absolutely. And guess what's not happening anymore? Their phone ain't ringing. So they got to figure out how to make some money so they can pay that lease payment on the BMW.
Well, you got to have a BMW to make sure that people know that you can sell luxury homes, right? And it's all an act. It's all an act. So there you go. Lease a car. Yeah.
Does anybody want to take over some of these agents' leases with me? Let's go. Jamil, what are you looking for, dog? You know there's an agent on here right now dumping their lease. What do you want?
I want them to actually sell me the house that they've got listed right now for a better price.
That's even better.
30 to 50% of list price. That's what we want.
I want you to keep your car, Mr. or Miss Agent. I just want you to have a realistic conversation with your client about where this house is actually going to trade in today's market.
Well, and listen, Lily, you brought up a great point. I mean, listen, when we're negotiating, whether the market is increasing, whether it's flat or whether it's down, it's about the price, the terms, and you, right? So if they don't like your price, then you have to go terms. As long as they like you, as long as they want to do business with you, as long as you have that certainty and likability when you approach them, then they're going to want to do something with you. And what Pace is saying is, hey, y'all better figure out how to put together some creative deals because, one, you could package them and wholesale them and still pay the bills, still replace your job, still build up a nice nest egg to buy the properties that you truly want to keep for a long period of time, or the ones that you find for the first time ever, right, Pace? I mean, for the first time in this market in the last few years, at least since I've been coaching since 2017, you really have to understand creative financing. You really have to give that other option out there as a real estate entrepreneur, or you're going to just have to really, really, really fist fight for every single deal from a cash purchase. 100%. You will. And listen, they're out there. They're absolutely out there. There's still there's more equity in the real estate market than ever before. right? There's still plenty of equity. If there's equity, then we can give cash offers, right? We can go out there and make a really, really, really good deal happen. But if you add some tools to your toolbox, or at least squad up, that's the whole point of the show, squad up with people that understand what is going on and how to have that good quality conversation with that distressed property owner that helps them understand what terms means, then you're going to win. You're going to absolutely win. The momentum doesn't stop ever. You're an entrepreneur. You're the 10%. There's 1 out of 10 people. We had this conversation this morning, Nisi. We're 1 out of 10 people that actually want to go out there and serve the community on a high level every single day. There's no turning off being an entrepreneur. No, there's turning off being an employee. There's turning off just having your own little job that you do here and there, and then you take some time off. When you are a business owner, you're on all the time. And it's just a different type of brain that wants to go out and serve the community, serve the marketplace every single day consistently.
Check this out, guys. When people tell me like, oh, creative finance, it's like, oh, it's like a needle in a haystack. I'm like, okay, well, let's first off go to landwatch.com. There's 11,603 active owner finance sub-2 deals nationwide. This is farms, agriculture, RV parks, lakes, all sorts of stuff just on this. Then when you go and you look at the MLS, okay, you look at the MLS, there is over 5,000 listed properties right now on nationwide MLS. In Arizona alone, there's like 300 listed on the MLS.
Mm-hmm.
They're out there right in front of your face. You don't have to look for them. They're right in front of you. Then this is the kind of stuff I run into in my free Facebook. Check this out. This is great. This just popped in there yesterday. If you guys go into our free creative finance Facebook group, you'll see my students posting stuff like this. 0 down to seller, subject to deal in Butler, Indiana. Title's clear, ready to go. Call me. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys are looking for deals to wrap, assign, put in your portfolio, I'm sorry. Last 700 properties we put in our portfolio, not a single credit check was required.
Amazing. Guys, I want to very quickly just segue to a different subject matter because as we know, life is getting hard for a lot of people, especially with the economy doing the things that it's doing right now. And some of the most vulnerable are young people, children.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And I didn't realize just how many children are actually facing hunger. But there was a beautiful individual who taught me and showed me and enlightened me as to how people can get out there and make a difference. And this young lady has not only inspired me to do more, but she is connected with some of the most incredible human beings on the planet to help her in her fight to end child hunger. Not only has she connected with myself and Pace, but she's also connected with The Rock. She's got
Dwayne Johnson.
Whoa,
okay.
She's got Mr. Beast.
I don't know his full name, but that's huge.
That's first name Mr., last name Beast. Okay. She's connected with, I'm sorry, guys, I don't know who this is, but FaZe Rug, a very famous gamer who Pace knew very well.
Yeah.
She's connected with some of the most incredible people to help her. And I'd like you guys to all give a warm Wholesale Hotline welcome to Ever. Hi.
Ever.
What up, Ever?
Hi, you guys.
Will you tell us a little bit about what you got going on so that our wholesaling community could get behind you?
Yes, my name is Ever Matson, and I'm a young advocate and kidpreneur, and I'm on a mission to raise 1 million meals for Feeding America. In 2 days.
Wow.
In 2 days?
In 2 days?
She's incredible.
Can you say that one more time? I got to do something. What are you doing?
So I'm trying to raise 1 million meals for Feeding America, which is $100,000 in 2 days. 48 hours.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? That's easy.
Yeah,
That's
so I've
easy.
committed to
We
helping
got that.
Ever out. But Pace, go ahead.
Dude, that's easy.
Well, she's not there yet. Ever, tell us where you are right now.
Right now, let me check. I am at 23 or 18?
23K.
I am at 23K at the moment.
23,000. Who's been your biggest donor so far?
You have been my biggest donor so far.
Little old me. Dang. Well, I just so happen to have some rich friends.
That's right.
Well, I do have a question for Pace and Brent. Are you
Yes.
guys going to let Jamil upstage you?
There's never
Absolutely
been a
not.
time that's going to
Absolutely
happen.
not.
Ever.
He's got baby money. Don't worry about it. We got
He's got
you.
baby money. My wife, what did Jay-Z said? He says my wife got more money. What, I can't remember, what does Jay-Z say?
Absolutely. I absolutely love it. Yep.
Thank
Jamil,
you.
Jamil,
So what are we
are you
doing?
allowed to
Yeah,
say how
Are we
much you
helping with the
donated?
audience?
Yeah, guys, we want your help. Ever needs your help. I'm actually going to put her in front of a yacht full of influencers this week to make sure that we reach that goal. And then my understanding is Mr. Beast is going to match. So, guys, understand that every dollar that you're going to put out right now is going to double. So if you guys have at all the desire to help this young lady on her journey to end and feed 1 million kids, guys, 1 million kids.
1 million kids.
How do we get that link, Ever, so we can put it in the chat?
Okay, so it should be Team Feed $7 challenge. Let me see real fast.
Hold on, let me type it in. And I'm going to tell you, there's no way Jamil's beating me, okay? First and foremost.
I love a healthy competition.
How old are you, Ever?
I'm 13 years old.
Well, that's how old Charisma is. You're the age of my daughter, and I'm really proud of you. I'm going to show her this episode and say there's a very inspiring person that I think you need to connect with.
This is the link. Let me see if I can copy paste it and send it to you guys. It's $7 challenge on Team Feed, and right now we are at 23K. Jamil donated 10K, so he's our biggest donor so far.
And
give us just the URL, the website address.
Let me see.
And Pace is going to type it in, put it in our chat, and then audience.
Hold on.
If you guys would like to,
what's the website again? Say it again.
It's
$7
under Team
challenge.
Feed. Yes, $7
it's hard
challenge.
to find. I'd use that.
It's kind of hard to find, but
Use the link.
Yes, I'm using the link right now. I don't know if there's a chat in StreamYard. Here we go. I think there's a little private chat in the corner. Let's see. I'm trying to paste it. How do I?
If you spell it out, we got a lot of great note takers. We got well over 600 people watching, and they will type it in the side chat for you. Spell it out.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the only problem is it's a little hard to find, and it's a link. So I'm gonna do
No
my
problem.
best.
Type it out. Let's go.
There we go. Awesome. I just sent the link in the chat.
all right.
We'll put it up there.
We'll put it up on there, guys. If I think she can only private
Put in
chat
the
to us, so
private
it's in
chat.
there.
I got
There
it.
you
Don't
go.
worry. I got it. Watch.
My
I got
man.
this.
Come on, Pace.
Check this out, guys.
All the
Bada bing,
money's going
bada
to
boom.
Team America. Everybody.
Okay,
How
here's
did
the
you get
$7
involved?
challenge.
Ever, how'd you get involved?
So my dad actually had a nonprofit called Project Rescue Party, and I started this when I was 7 years old. And instead of just being sad about the things that the homeless children were going through, I wanted to not just be sad, I wanted to create a solution. So I decided to take action and create my very first charity called Child Hunger Sucks, These Suckers Save Lives. Here, wait, let me grab one of my lollipops.
So, Jamil, are you allowed to say how much you donated?
I donated $10,000, Pace.
Okay, so Ever, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to donate $11,000 today because I have to beat Jamil. And I'm going to donate it on behalf of my sub 2 community, all of my students and myself, $11,000.
Amazing.
So let me ask you, Ever, I have another question for you, a little follow-up. Who's your current largest donor?
My current largest donor is actually Jamil.
No,
Well,
hold on.
if-
I just committed to $11,000. Let me ask that question one more time.
It's
Who
you.
is your current largest donor?
It's you. I got to give it to you guys. Current largest donor.
Wow. Well done, Pace. Well done.
Let's not clap just yet,
Oh.
Pace.
Oh, no. dude.
Somebody's coming in with a cool 12.5.
Wow.
What the
Here we go.
Wow.
Come on now.
Thank you so much. Wait, we have some competition now.
That's right.
Jamil, you might
Everybody
have
out there,
to
listen,
Jamil, you
whether
might have
it's
to
a
pull
big-
out your real wallet.
Whether
I'm
it's a
pulling
big,
tonight.
Whether
So
it's a big donation or a little donation, everybody, guys, everybody chips in.
Yep.
Everybody in the audience chip in. This is absolutely incredible. This is something that I think that anybody can get behind, and make sure that if it's $7, it's $7. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It's the point of giving, and I'm telling you, when you give, you receive.
Always.
1,000%.
Yep.
I mean, if you really want to go down the rabbit hole, you can go into, tithing and all that type of thing, and giving something that feeds your spirit, feeds your soul, and watch what happens in return. I'm telling you, it is a blessing, and it is the best investment you can make is in children. And thank you, Ever, for giving us the opportunity.
of course, thank you guys so much. I'm seeing Mr. Beast tomorrow. So whatever I get tonight is going to be doubled tomorrow.
Awesome.
So thank you guys.
Amazing.
If anyone
Great
wants
job,
to
Ever.
match it, if anyone wants to go to 20 and match it, it's going to be all doubled tomorrow.
Great job.
So
Everett.
great. So great. We've got a lot of folks in the chat here, and I'm pretty sure that amount is going to skyrocket today. Ever, you are very, 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 very inspiring, and we're all so proud of you, and we're championing you. We really want to see you hit your goal and make this happen. And all those children that you're going to help feed, they're all thanking you as well.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.
And we'll see you in San Diego in the next couple of days.
Awesome. You're awesome, Jamil. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you guys for having me. Have a great night.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Ever. Great job.
Let's ring the bell for this
Let's
young
ring
lady.
the bell. Come on, Ever.
Yeah.
Great job, Ever.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
13.
13.
Isn't that, guys, for any of you that haven't
Amazing.
taken action yet, there was 2 reasons why Ever was on here, because I said there was no way that Pace and Brent are going to let me be the biggest donor. And so let's get her on Wholesale Hotline and really paint you guys into an opportunity. Really,
Yes,
it was
I
an
appreciate
opportunity.
the opportunity.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity
I
for
love
you
it.
guys. And then on top of that, I just wanted everybody who's on watching Wholesale Hotline today to see that you really can have no excuse to take action. This young lady, I mean, look at the folks she's connecting with, right? Mr. Beast is the biggest YouTuber that exists.
Mm-hmm.
And here she is connecting with The Rock, the biggest movie star that exists. Pace Morby, the biggest and greatest creative finance investor of all time.
Mhm.
Mr. TTP, the man who tells us all exactly what we need to do to get things done. The person who paved a lot of roads for me, Brent. And absolutely, like, this to me is just such an incredible opportunity, guys. And I'm just so proud of her. And if you guys aren't inspired to take action today in your dreams and what you're trying to accomplish in life, I hope Ever really lit a fire under your behind.
Do you wire it in? How do you get it in there? They just take it?
Yeah, you just do it you just use your credit card.
I deeded a house over, and they took it as $11,000 donation.
There you go.
Bada
So-
bing, bada boom. Sub 2, I got you guys. If you guys feel like you want to add more to it, I'll put the link in the side chat, but that's on behalf of our community as a total. Last time we did something this cool was for Miles, about 2 years ago for your birthday. We had a gentleman in our community, our collective communities. He lost one of his legs, and he was hit by a drunk driver. And we donated 30 grand on Jamil's birthday in about 7 minutes is what it took. So guys, if you feel inspired, you're feeling like you want to donate, feel free to do so. Also, no pressure. Totally understand. Jamil, that's pretty cool, bro. Thanks for bringing that opportunity to us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Guys, just like Brent said, everybody chips in.
Yep.
Amazing.
I love it.
We got 40 more minutes or 50 more minutes. You want to get into some Q&A?
Yeah, let's get it.
Absolutely. I'm sure people are just chomping at the bit to ask Lily some questions. She is here. She is live.
So Lily, are you still wholesaling? I think with the market turning the way that it has, it's really a smart thing to generate cash.
Mhm.
Also, I mean, if you can get deals on creative finance, by all means, that's a great thing to do. But if you can also create cash by wholesaling opportunities, are you continuing to wholesale, and what do those deals look like, and how are you adjusting your numbers right now to accommodate the change in the market?
Yeah, so I am, and it's funny we're talking about sub two because I'm actually working a sub two deal today that we got contract signed on. That's a 0 down 0% deal, which wouldn't have worked out through any type of bank loan or transaction. So really, what I'm trying to do is get my acquisitions pipeline correct and then make a decision with how I want to dispo, whether that's sub two, keeping it myself, or if I feel like it's too big of a project or it's a little bit too close, then I'll wholesale it, right, and take the cash. But if it's a super deal, then I want to keep it for myself. And that's kind of how I'm making that decision right now.
Awesome.
Real quick, we got to give Tyler some love. Here we go.
Hey,
Hi, Tyler. 45.
Tyler Snyder from Sub 2 in
Nice
Ohio.
job. Nice job.
$45,000 assignment.
Amazing.
Anytime.
That is, I mean, guys.
Tyler, you better be donating, bro. I'll give you a knuckle sandwich if you donate a little bit of money, bro. Holy crap, 45 G's?
Actually, Ever is going to come back on at 6:27 right before the end of the stream. She's going to come on and tell us what the number is at, guys. So if you're planning on making a donation, try to make it now so that we can really get that number up for Mr. Beast.
Love it.
Guys, we want to get Mr. Beast. We want to make Mr. Beast broke. Not that we could do that, but like really. He wants to donate the maximum amount. You think Mr. Beast wants to donate any amount under $100,000? Hell no. He wants to match $100K. Let's get it there.
Love it.
You get it on here.
Awesome. So, Lily, you're wholesaling. You're keeping some deals. What would you say would be the types of opportunities that you're going after right now? Are you finding that there's more opportunity for you in like the house hack or the duplexes, the triplexes, the quadplexes, or are you just getting whatever you can under contract that makes sense numerically?
Yes, getting anything I can under contract that makes sense. And then the things that I really like to keep for myself kind of have like those special opportunities. And there's a few of them I've done on my channel where I live because of the zoning. There's like a really good opportunity to turn single family houses into duplexes or triplexes. There's a lot of like mother-in-law suites or garage apartments that maybe were in use like 50, 60 years ago, but then just became a garage, but still have a lot of like that infrastructure for plumbing and electrical. And so what I've kind of found as a niche in my market is I can get those deals purchasing them as a single family property, but then I end up using them as a triplex that maybe has one long-term tenant that their rent pretty much covers the expenses, but then I furnish the other units and put those on Airbnb, and then that just supercharges the cash flow. And so those are the things that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm keeping those for myself. And if there's other things that don't necessarily fit that model or maybe too difficult for me to handle, then I'll pass them off to another investor just as an assignment.
What's your primary strategy for lead gen?
So I'm doing ballpoint marketing letters. Yeah, so I got the chance to connect with Ryan Dossie, and we actually got a 33-unit apartment building under contract. We didn't end up going through with it, and I kind of put the story on my YouTube channel. We didn't end up going through with it after we found some things in the inspection process. But that process of sending out the ballpoint marketing letters and really standing out to sellers has been really good for us in terms of lead gen.
Can you unpack what a ballpoint marketing letter is for those of us that aren't familiar with that strategy?
Yeah, so Ryan Dossie is the investor, and he just connected with me over Instagram. And I'll make a side point here that like just talking about what you're doing will open up so many opportunities. And like the whole reason I'm on this podcast is not because I'm some real estate investing expert. It's because I'm just talking about what I'm doing and getting out there in the community. And that's the same way I got connected with Ryan, is I was just posting about, here's what I'm doing for lead gen. I hate it. I'm cold calling and I'm nervous and my palms are sweating. And, Ryan's like, hey, here's another opportunity. Try this out. And so, yeah, that's how we got connected. And he basically has a system of really attractive looking direct mail rather than just like a simple postcard. And yes, it's more expensive, but he has like some robots that actually write out the letters with real ballpoint ink pens. And so it's a higher perceived value to the seller when they get the letter. They're more likely to open it. They're more likely to actually take a look at it and take you seriously. And I found that, we're getting a really good call response rate. And
are you tracking all those numbers?
Yeah, so I don't have them set yet, but we are like part of what I'm doing is expanding outside of myself, is getting more organized. We're using a CRM now to track those things and track our costs per deal. And so while the actual deal flow is slowed down, I feel like that's a good thing to get organized and get systemized so that we can speed up and not like lose quality. But yeah, ballpoint marketing has been a really cool and really fun way to do acquisitions. But then also the same way I started is just on market, connecting with real estate agents, letting them know what we can offer. And a lot of times they're just reaching out to me because we talked 3 months ago and that deal didn't work out, but now they've got something else and they thought of me. So, hey, can you come look at this? And that's also been a great free way to get deals for us.
Awesome.
Well, one thing that I think we need to mention here is you also get passive cash flow from being loud and being brave and being on YouTube. Let's be
Absolutely.
honest. You want to talk about some real passive cash flow? Like I get paid like 45 to $6,000 just for my YouTube channel, right? Just from views, and Lily's like 3-4 times that.
I just
You know
got
what
a
I'm saying?
snapshot of what Pace gets on his YouTube channel. It's incredible.
Right.
And my little old channel's making around between 4 and 5K a month.
I'm just saying, when you're brave and you're loud and you're documenting your journey and you're taking the time to do it, that's like owning rental properties. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Those videos are paying you to this day, little bit by little. Every single one of those videos are going to live there for as long as, YouTube's going to store them. You know what I mean?
Amazing.
That's incredible. But that's from,
it's another portfolio.
Right.
And I just look at it in the sense of like, one, I say on every video, like, I'm not an expert. I'm just documenting what's happening. And that's good enough, right? Because this worked, this didn't, I tried this, et cetera, et cetera. But it's about just like being a producer rather than solely a consumer. Now I'm a consumer. I love watching you guys' channels. I love watching so many different channels. But if I can just be a little bit of a producer, it's going to help me with networking and content. Content is king. That's what they say. And it's never been more true right now. And so somebody asked, like, how would I recommend start to build a brand? It's just be authentic and pick the easiest way that you can get started today. Like I started literally in my bedroom, next to my bed with my cell phone, and you can upload your first YouTube video for free and just get better from there.
Yeah, I would. So the question specifically is, how would you recommend start building your brand? YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of the above when you're first starting out. I would tell you that if you told me I had to delete every one of my social media platforms except for one, which one would I keep? YouTube all day long.
YouTube.
Last month, I'm not Lily's size, but we had 70,000 hours of videos watched last month. 70,000 hours. And so what's great is that I'm more of a long form guy. I love doing long videos. I really don't care about the YouTube algorithm. I literally posted a 4-hour video yesterday, the day before, the day before, the day before, the day before. I will do 4 hours of just showing people what we do for a living, calling sellers, negotiating, stopping foreclosures, filling out paperwork, doing all of those types of things. Just do what you want to do. Yep. Stop worrying about the algorithm. I don't care about the algorithm. I care about the person that I can help. So for me, now, of course, it's nice to get a lot of views. It's nice to, we're about to hit 100,000 subs on our little old creative finance channel. It's all of that's fun. But the coolest thing ever is getting people in the comments saying, hey, I made 40 grand because of you, or I made 100 grand because of you, or whatever. Don't worry about the little algorithms and the little rules. Just figure out your vibe. And I was talking to somebody the other day. They go, man, I really want to learn multifamily and I want to do content around multifamily, but I don't know where to start. I'm like, oh my gosh, go out and interview your heroes in multifamily, the people that you're following, and have them educate you on your own podcast. Go start a multifamily podcast.
Love it.
Yep.
Okay. So it is so easy to create content. If you want to learn it, rest assured your audience is also going to want to learn it. If you guys look at Lily's video yesterday, she went and interviewed a whole bunch of amazing people, and she put on her YouTube channel to give you guys education. I'm sure she picked up a couple of little nuggets along the way.
100%.
So guys, stop thinking about what do I talk about? Think about what do you want to learn? That's a way better piece of content than what should I talk about? Because look, We should all learn how and what to talk about and what to post and all of that kind of stuff. But if that's the thing keeping you from being successful and taking action, then don't think about any of that. Think about what do you want to learn, create a podcast around it, and then interview the people that you want to learn from. You will create an amazing tribe of people that will follow you.
I love that advice, Pace. And I think that for the most part, especially from, me, I immediately began when I first started reaching out to influencers and I was trying to talk to them and be a part of their journey and have them be a part of mine. I had a lot of fear. I had a lot of irrational fear about reaching out to people of influence and asking if there was anything that I could do to have a conversation with them.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what was really interesting is that it wasn't as scary as I thought it was. People are actually genuinely nice.
Yeah.
They want to share. And people that are farther along the journey, guess what they remember? Where they started. Right? The people that are genuinely, that care about those behind them, they help. And so, guys, please don't have an irrational fear in your mind that you couldn't reach out to a Pace Morby or to a Lily or to a Brent or to myself or even ever for that matter and try to get somebody to have a conversation with you about what they've been doing and what their journey has been.
Dude, I just had a DM come in and they saw that I'm flying to AIMNATCon in Dallas, a multifamily event for Brad Sumrock. And they said, Pace, you probably don't check your DMs, which, Jamil, do I check my DMs?
Every one of them.
I voice memo hundreds of people a day, and I've done that for 7-8 years. I'm an Instagram fanatic. I love it. And he says, Pace, I know you're going to be in Dallas. You probably won't even check this message. Any chance you can stop by our fire station and shake all of the firemen's hands that are always watching your videos? I was like, here's my email. I'll be there in 2 minutes. Like, let's go, guys. Nobody's stopping you. Just reach out. Freaking reach out.
I'll give you guys 2 more things. So like when I think about content, I think about one, you can be like an information mover, right? Like you can interview somebody and move that information through yourself to the other people who want to know it. You can produce information about what you're learning, right? Like just documenting as you go, or you can share information about what you're doing and what you already know. And I'm thinking about Ashley, who's one of the hosts of the Bigger Pockets Rookie podcast. And she's on this video here that you guys are seeing on screen. And she talks about how she specifically started her Instagram page to get on the Bigger Pockets podcast. Like every single Instagram post she made, she was like at Bigger Pockets podcast. Like, this is what I'm learning. This is what I'm doing. I went to a property today. Here's who I talked to. And she just put herself out there. And she said, like, within a couple of months, here come the producers of the Bigger Pockets podcast. And now every single week she gets to interview and talk to amazing investors and learn things and stay motivated simply for putting herself out there and, being loud. Like Brent says, like, just be loud about it.
Guys, this video, this YouTube channel, some people are asking, what is Lily's YouTube? Her YouTube channel is here in the side chat. It's also on the screen right now. I pulled up her channel on the screen so you guys can see. Watch how easy this is to subscribe, okay? You go like this. You come down. There's this little thing, and you go right here.
Boom.
It's amazing how, I don't know if you know the algorithm, or not the algorithm, but I don't know if you guys know this statistic, but about 70% of people that watch your videos will never subscribe to you.
Yeah.
Or more.
It's crazy to me, like how hard you work just to get like 10, 20, upwards of 30% of people that watch you to ever subscribe to you. And Lily, I see your production style and I see that you there's no way you're not scripting and like taking the time and producing. You put in hours and hours into a video before you even turn the camera on.
Yep.
Right? Your editing team does a phenomenal job.
They do.
You guys are spending time, energy, money, resources, etc., to change other people's lives. Guys, go and look at Don. Don Gatto.
Don loves it.
Appreciate you, Don.
Don
That
Juan.
like button.
Amazing.
Guys, go and get that set up. Go freaking subscribe to that. Elizabeth says, what's the name of the mailing system again? Guys, the name of the mailing company is Ballpoint. Is it Ballpoint?
Marketing.
Marketing. Yep.
Okay.
Does Ryan own that company?
Ryan Dossie.
Yep. Ryan
My
Dawson.
man. Yep.
And I will say, just shout out to Ryan, and on my channel, I've said this many times, like I try out different programs and softwares, and sometimes I cancel and say, hey, I'm no longer using that, or sometimes say this is something I pay for. Ryan also owns Call Porter. And so when a call comes in from those direct mail letters, we sent out a 5,000 piece campaign. And so that we can instead focus on closing deals, those phone calls, seller gets the letter, they call the number, that goes into Call Porter, where they take the call, they schedule the appointment, and then we go show up. And so that's been a great process for me to kind of not have to do so much of that upfront work.
Now, I used Call Porter before. What does that cost? Like, give people some ideas of what does it cost to send out, a mailer.
Yeah, what does 5,000 cost? Say,
Yeah,
what does that cost?
5,000 cost about $5,000.
$1 a piece.
And I think there's like some tiers, right? So if you order 100, it's going to be a little more expensive than if you order more than that. But we said, we're going to spend about $5,000 on this, and then they do a by minute charge for Call Porter. And so what we said was we just have an extra $1,000 for call intakes. And when we get to $500, let us know, and that'll give us an idea of how many call intakes that is. And then we didn't even use up that full 1,000 to take all of the lead intake from that deal, or from that 5,000 mailer campaign. And about what I got out of that was I got the 33 unit deal. We didn't end up closing that deal, but we did get 2 other deals that we wholesaled for about $10,000 each.
Awesome.
So I know I've got to get like even more clear on my numbers and exactly what it's costing, but I feel like that was a good test round to say, you know what, I am willing to put $6,000 into my business to see if this will work. And if I lose it, it will be worth it. But we ended up, making more.
Well, you probably got a whole bank of follow-ups to still do on top of that, right?
Absolutely.
Because those are just the deals. Yeah, those are just the deals you contracted immediately. But we all know that typically you're going to need to contact a homeowner anywhere between 8 and 20 times before it's going to turn into a deal. So Lily, you got 2 deals under contract already, but there's a pipeline that you've created as well.
Exactly. Before we even need to go send out another batch of mail, we're working through that pipeline.
Yep. Who did you mail to?
So we mailed to 2 to 4 unit properties for out-of-state owners. And then we also mailed to anything 5 units and larger, just to see what we caught. And that's how we caught the 33 unit.
Wow.
Awesome.
And what was really interesting about that one was that the seller called, and he called into Call Porter, and I got the alert immediately. And so as soon as he hung up from Call Porter, I called him back. And he said, you know what? This isn't on market, but I sent it out to just like my contacts, right? Because he's a big time investor. The 33 unit was his smallest property, his over like 5,000 units. He said, I sent it out to my contacts, but your letter looks super professional. So I wanted to know like who you are and what you do and like how many units you have. And I'm like, oh, I have like 10. He's like, I've got 5,000. I'm like, I've got 10, but like, I'm trying to get into this. This would be my biggest property so far. And even though, it didn't work out to the point where we didn't close on it, that's still such a great connection that I made. And he's like, well, you know what? I'll just put you on my list for, we're always 1031ing some of our smaller properties into bigger properties, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't really view that as a loss at all. It was, I sent out such a professional looking letter. I handled the process professionally and authentically. I was honest with him. This is my first time doing this. Here's where I'm at. And because of that, I think that's going to be such a great relationship down the road. Both in terms of mentorship and in terms of future deals.
You said something there, Lily, that I want to highlight, and I think everybody watching, they need to pay attention and take notes to this one thing. She said authentic and honest, right? Mm-hmm. She could have very well have done the dance, and I've heard a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of people do the dance. You talk to somebody, and they say, I own 5,000 units. How many do you own? And you just say you don't, you own none, or say you own 10 like Lily. What ends up happening is people bullshit.
Yep.
They lie. Right. But guess what? That lie is it's a form of energy, guys. And the person on the other side of that line feel the lie.
Yeah.
They understand that you're not being honest with them. Right. And so when you start your whole relationship on the basis of a faulty foundation of BS, guess what ends up happening to the rest of that relationship? Dumpster fire.
Truth tellers and truth seekers. You have to be a truth teller and a truth seeker. That's how you run this business long term. Your reputation means everything.
1,000%.
Everything. That's incredible. And that's an incredible person to have in your squad. You know what I mean? Now you can have those higher level conversations. You always want to be around people that have and done way more than you. And I think it's real important before we move on. I want to pull on this thread of when you're sending out direct mail, it is so critical that those calls get answered live. I'm just telling you, that's why Lily's using Call Porter. They are a service that answer those calls live so she can have a life, right?
Yep.
So that you know, when she's out there hooping it up and she's out there working out and she's out there locking up deals and fixing houses and doing everything that she's doing, she doesn't have to stop everything to answer her phone when the mailers hit, because typically when they hit, it's boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
And it's usually within 1, 2, 3 days of when they hit, and having Call Porter answer those is critical, because then you know who is an actual lead and who's not. And they feel like there's a professional on the other side. And that starts to build the trust for sure.
There was a comment Pace put up, and it said, "I thought you had to fake it till you make it." And here's why
he was just joking.
Well, I mean, some people believe it, right? And I the joke is great, but if you are subscribing to that thought process, guys, why do we have you all connecting with each other in the comments? Why do we beat the drum of squatting up? So that you don't have to fake it, so that you can connect to somebody that has more experience than you, and you can leverage that experience into your own business and into your own life, right? This is why we do what we do. The reason why you have proximity to people that, you know, when Pace was telling me the most genius thing that he's doing with some of these larger multifamily deals is he's picking and working with these phenomenal operators who know way more than he knows about these specific types of properties. But what does that do? Puts him in proximity to those deals, and then he gets involved in those deals. Now that he's involved in those deals, he learns the ropes on how those deals happen. And now, because he's in proximity and he's actually investing and involved in these opportunities, he can now leverage that as his own opportunity. And what an incredible way to gain experience and to also boost your resume, but by standing with others who have done a great job of what you're trying to accomplish and absorbing that experience into your own for your own experience. I think that's just a genius way to approach it.
Yep.
I agree.
Lily, we've got a question for you on the screen. Corey says, what is your current favorite social platform and why?
Maybe some people wouldn't consider this social, but I'm going to say YouTube. 2 reasons. 1, long form content is the best way to, 1, deliver information, and 2, build a connection. There's only so much you can learn from a 30-second TikTok. The reason you guys love this podcast this podcast is because it's 90 minutes and you get information, you get connection. And then 2, YouTube is the best monetized social platform out there.
Yeah, I don't make any money on anything else. Do you guys make any money on anything else?
Very little.
I think we made $1,100 on Facebook this month.
I mean, that's probably more than most people are making on Facebook. But
yeah, that's wild. You're like a Facebook millionaire at that point.
YouTube's figured out how to have the creators' monetization and their monetization moving in the same direction, whereas some of those other platforms are kind of battling with their creators, and the creator's always going to lose when you're battling against TikTok or Facebook or whatnot.
Lily, I got a question for you, and it's really just about understanding how you are framing the way that you think, because we all have watched a lot of people get involved, and I'm sure people reach out to you, thousands of messages I imagine you've gotten from folks that are dealing with all kinds of mindset obstacles that they create, right? Mountains that they make in their minds that are insurmountable sometimes. What are some of the techniques that you put into practice on a day-to-day basis that help you be as effective as you are?
Do other hard things. I don't know if you guys have read like 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, but one of the challenges he gives is like eye gazing, where he's just like, just look into strangers' eyes until they look away and like be confident, right? And just like try that out and realize how much easier it gets to like deal with that uncomfortable feeling within yourself. Another one he gives is like, just go ask 2 people for their numbers. Like go to the mall and just like introduce yourself and ask for them. It doesn't matter, like whatever, right? But just like doing uncomfortable things, I would say is one. And some of that came from like playing basketball and, you know, being pushed in different ways athletically. to like be uncomfortable and still do something. And even if you don't have that sports background or that history, like you can go do it tomorrow. And then the second thing, I was interviewing somebody similar to the conversations I got to have with you guys named JT Hustles. And he just decided like, I'm going to be willing to lose $1,000 trying this. Like I have $1,000 that if I lose it, yeah, it would stink, but it wouldn't bankrupt my family. I'm still going to be able to feed my family. I'm still going to be able to pay rent, et cetera, et cetera. And so instead of thinking about, oh, I want to make, what are you willing to lose like to get the thing?
I like that.
And I think that like takes a lot of the fear away. And he went to a property auction and he was like, I'm walking in here ready to bid on something and lose $1,000 and we'll go from there.
Awesome. I love getting into the minds of very highly productive folks because like something that you just said, Lily, for me, I love being comfortable. Can you tell?
We all do.
I love being comfortable, and that's not how you grow.
No,
you don't grow being comfortable, right? Even the human body requires stress in order for muscle to grow, right?
If you want to change,
exactly.
Yep.
Right?
That's
painful.
It's painful.
Change is painful.
Yeah.
That's why 90% of people don't do it. You know what I mean? And you can't convince anybody to do it.
You cannot.
It has to be a total personal decision. You can't motivate somebody to do it. You can be there and you can support them and you can bring, energy to it, but somebody's got to make the decision themselves.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I'll also add in there that like making content and posting about what you're doing is another way to like push yourself. Because if I say next week, I'm going to make a cold calling video. And, I've built up this subscriber base and people are like, okay, Lily, where's the cold calling video? And then I'm like, oh, but I really don't want to do it, but I've got to make this video and I've got to figure something out. That has been a form of accountability for me over the past few years is, I said I was going to try this and people are benefiting from it. So like, let me keep going. Even if it's a failure, it's a video I can make and hopefully people will learn from it. And it always makes me laugh when somebody, like I post a video about a success I have and they're like, you only post the good things. And I'm like, dude, my failure playlist is way longer than the successful deals playlist. But I think that's a great thing. That's the point of doing it all.
Do you think you played basketball, right?
Yes, sir.
Very competitively.
I did.
At what level?
I got the chance to play professionally with the Harlem Globetrotters. So I played all throughout college and then
Isn't that
after
wild?
college as well.
Wow. I had no idea.
Yeah.
It was a ton of fun.
No, you were a professional basketball player.
Yeah, I got paid to play basketball.
What do you, I mean, that is a discipline. That is something that you've had to practice and practice and practice and go and practice. I mean, do you feel like that spilled into you running your business?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I'm little. I don't know, how it comes across on camera, but I'm little. I was always the shortest person on any team I was on.
What's little to you?
I'm 5'5", 5'6". Okay, so
okay,
for basketball, that is little.
That's little. Yep.
That's little. I mean,
I think Muggsy Bogues was
So
like
you're
5'6".
about Brent Daniels' height.
Oh, come on. What does that make you?
And I mean, even in the girls' game, like I played with teammates who were 6'6", 6'7", got a full foot on me. And so I was, because I still do basketball in the summers and I still help athletes who want to get to the Division I or professional level. And something I said to them was like, it was way easier to build my real estate business than it was to become an elite basketball player. Because so much of basketball is built on like your physical capabilities. Yes, it's mental, but so much is built on your physical capabilities. And now you're telling me like I'm moving into real estate and into finance and into content creation. And it doesn't matter if I went to the gym this morning or could lift this amount or could run this fast. Like it's all on this. Oh, that's easy. Like I don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. and like go to the gym and shoot thousands of shots. I can like pick up my cell phone. I can like go talk to someone.
Here's
like,
your gym. Yeah.
It feels easier. It feels easier in that way.
Yeah, that's it.
Not 5'6".
Awesome.
Do you guys remember how tall Muggsy Bogues was, or am I aging myself?
He was very short.
Probably, but he was like 5'6", I think.
Yeah.
No.
No, was he shorter?
He was shorter.
Let me see.
Surprisingly, he was 5'3".
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
There you go. That's
5'3".
right on
Remember,
Muggsy.
this boy could dunk though.
I want to see what he looks like now.
He could dunk?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he could throw it down like
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
He's no Spud Webb. He's no Spud Webb.
I mean, both
Spud
of
Webb
them.
won the slam dunk contest, and he was like 5'6".
It's crazy.
Check this
Yeah.
out. Brandon
I don't have those
Walston
legs.
says, the first video I watched of yours, Lily, was you being scared to call someone. It made me realize I wasn't crazy. I've just been hitting that send button 10 months later and closed almost 10 deals.
Amazing.
I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, that's the point of making it. That's the whole point. It's like, it's scary. It is scary, but it gets easier.
Lily, are you at a point now where you are getting deals sent to you because you've built such a good brand, or are opportunities finding their way to you now because of the work that you've paid and letting people know what you do out there and how you like to do business?
Definitely. I actually got a Facebook message from somebody in my market who was like, I actually watch your YouTube channel, and my uncle passed away, and now we have this house that, you know, is in poor condition, want to get rid of. And I just realized you're in my market. What can we do? So it comes through people who watch the channel. It comes through people who follow me on Instagram. And I think even for real estate agents that I reach out to, I've realized once they hang up and then go Google me, that's also a positive benefit to having the channel. Is it's a little bit of credibility in how I do things, and how I try to approach them. It's just like confirmation of what I said to them on the phone. It's almost like a resume.
You can also find really good talent by letting them know that you can get them more business. And I'm talking contractors, I'm talking title companies, I'm talking private money lenders. When you're documenting what you're doing, you get to have that conversation. I was trying so hard to get a contractor to put some additions at the cabin up in Flagstaff, right? And Flagstaff is this mountain town, notorious for just an underserved market with contractors. And I found this one contractor that I really liked, and I saw that he was posting on Instagram, right? He has like 200 followers or whatever, right? But he's trying. He's going every single day.
Yeah.
So I sent him a DM, and I was like, I'd love to help you out with this. I'd love to, document everything going on here and put it on my channel and the whole thing. Instant response. I'm just telling you that there is some power. I mean, that's just kind of a side benefit, but the power of being loud and documenting and letting everybody know what you're doing is so powerful. It really is.
I now have a list simply from posting of over 50 private investors who just have at least 100 grand on the sidelines waiting for a deal. They don't know how to do it, but they know they want to invest, and they've seen what I've done. They're like, Lily, when you find a deal, please let me be a private lender on it. And like, that would have never happened without making content.
What markets are you in?
I am in the Tulsa market, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Awesome.
Great. It's a great market. You know who else is in that market? Tariq Al Musa has about 200 houses out there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You guys should connect.
Yeah, we should. It's a great market.
You have to have a license to wholesale out there?
You do. And so what I've done is somebody on my team, we got licensed so that we can, abide by all the rules, and we disclose that to sellers. We also offer to, for that person on my team to list the property if that's going to be the best way to go. So I myself am not licensed, but when that law hit, we did go ahead and go down that path.
Pace, can you imagine how much damage Lily's going to do when she learns all these creative finance techniques? Oh, you're muted, buddy.
Sorry, I was saying it will be insane. My daughter
I'm excited, Pace.
Yelling in the background how excited she is to see Jamil in glasses.
I'll be sure to document some of these sub-2 deals on my channel, Pace.
Please do. Would love to watch it.
So I see a comment I want to address real quick. So yeah, Seth said that, I'm wrong. You don't need a license. You can't publicly market the house without one. There's some gray area in that law. My interpretation of reading through things and talking with some of the experts kind of in my market is publicly market text messages, emails, social media. It's not too clear. And so for us, it was just worth it to go ahead and get licensed to make sure we're 100% on that side of the line. I promise I'm not trying to fool anybody or make anybody get licensed. That doesn't help me in any way. That was just my best practice so I can sleep at night and make sure I'm completely on the right side of the line.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that you're going that route because you just don't want to worry about it. And there's always somebody that will say something. An agent will see an email, an agent will get a text, or somebody that gets upset with you will say something like, "You're marketing this property. You and I don't have a relationship. How dare you send this to me? You're not licensed." So you having somebody on your team that's licensed just gives you the authority to say, "Hey, buddy. Hey, dude. Hey, champ. Just so you know, we got somebody on this team that is licensed." I do like the way you're handling that.
Yeah.
Well, and a
like you said,
lot of
we need
agents,
time.
a lot of agents will reach out, right? If they see that you're selling these properties, or heaven forbid, they put an offer on one of your deals and you don't sell it to them, here it comes.
Yep.
Here it comes. They're going to
Especially when
complain
you're
to the
making
Department of
content.
Real Estate, and then all of a sudden you have to unravel that, and then all of a sudden your attention is unraveling that deal, explaining that deal, and not on going out and serving the community, and it turns into a nightmare. So.
This is an interesting conversation right here. So Jennifer Bonner says, it's not hard to get licensed. Okay, well, I'm going to tell you something. Wholesalers are interesting. Okay. Me being one of them, I do wholesale. My wife is the licensed person on our team. By the way, Jamil, I don't know if you saw this, but Laura and Rahima's team were the largest recruiter for Elena Cardone last week for her whole EXP downline, which is
amazing.
Cool. So we love real estate agents. I just don't ever want to be one. Okay. And I was having a conversation with somebody the other day. They said, Pace, why not being an agent? I go, here's my thought. And tell me if I'm crazy for thinking this way. This is something weird in my mind that popped in. I go, when you go out and you become an investor, it's like moving out of your parents' house. You're out on your own. You're like doing the thing. You're like living life. You get to make your decisions. You decide you want to have ice cream at 1:00 in the morning, maybe not even come home at all. It's your house. You can do whatever the heck you want. Then when you go and get licensed, it's like moving in to your parents' guest house. Technically, yes, it's still your house, but you're on their property. And it's like, I can't just walk out to the pool naked. That's my parents' pool too. I can't just do stupid stuff at my parents' house. And I can't just justify, well, it's my business. When you're an agent, you actually have a broker that looks over everything you're doing. And so, Jennifer, it's not that it's hard to get licensed. It's that some people, it's a personality thing. Okay. Some people don't like to live in their parents' guest house. They don't like to have any oversight in what they're doing. They want to run out and do all the things. Now, doesn't mean it's right, wrong, or indifferent any which way. It just means that there's a personality difference between everybody's different strategies. So I find, Jamil, Brent, you tell me if you guys agree with this. I find that wholesalers have the mentality of like, I never want to get licensed because I don't want people telling me what to do.
Yep.
I think that's a piece of it. I think, I
love how Jennifer followed up by telling me her parents live in her. Well, you're their broker, Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer.
Jennifer, you are their broker. Are your parents walking out naked in your backyard? What's going on over there?
That's so good.
Yeah.
The piece of it that I think is most disturbing, I think, to wholesalers is that they have to go and write tests.
That's
honestly, man,
Go to class.
I don't even think that many wholesalers realize that they're going to have somebody to answer to, that there's like now all these checks and balances that they have to deal with. I think it's a lot of people just have fear of writing that test.
I don't want to be in a classroom and I don't want to take tests. I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I didn't like school anyway. Yep. School didn't connect with me. I don't want to go back to that. I just want to rip and run and build a business. And I think that that's probably 90% of it for sure.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. So even Lili's like, well, how do I do this legally, lawfully? How do I do it above board in a way that is perfect for my lifestyle? I don't want to be licensed, but I'll get somebody else on my team that is. And you check the box and you move forward.
Yep. And I think it's like the path that is opposite of analysis paralysis, right? Like, yeah, maybe like we dig 100% into all of the laws and talk to so many people and figure out like different ways to do it. But it wasn't enough of a barrier to just like stop and not figure out, yes, let's do it, keep moving forward. Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't want to be licensed. I don't want to have a broker. And now that we're talking about doing many more sub 2 and creative financing deals, then that'll be even more of a path of least resistance. But I think sometimes like we put obstacles in our own way. Like I hear so many times new wholesalers say like, oh, I'm going to start making offers once I insert a million different things. And so I just didn't want it to be something that's like put in my way.
Very real.
There's a lot of people trying to start their own brand here. So like Brandon Mitchell says, I've got 22 episodes recorded and ready to go. Just been looking for a day to launch and how often. Brandon, launched them yesterday, my guy.
Right now.
Brandon?
Right now, Brandon.
Come on,
Like
man.
literally
Right now.
Right now.
Why would you
right now.
record 22 episodes and not have put one out yet, my man?
And why wait until January 1? Like,
Let's go.
let's go. Like I was talking to Jamil about, you know, just things that I've been thinking about, different business ventures and podcasts, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, just start, start. And you get better as you go and you get answers and you figure things out. But like, you'll always kick that can down the road if you don't just start.
Yeah, there's always going to be something that comes up. There's always going to be something that stops you. Just put it out there. Just put it out there with confidence. You know what I mean? Just put it out knowing that you did your best to explain what you had going on. You know what I mean? And then people will tell you, oh, I really like this. Oh, maybe explain it this way or whatever. You know, if it's good comments, bad comments, whatever, it's going to help you. It's going to help you like really provide value.
Have you ever watched or read or listened to the book Atomic Habits?
Yep.
Okay, so when you look at that and you read the story, you guys remember the story about the photography lessons and the class, the photographer class put together? Jamil, do you remember the story?
Yeah.
So they have a great story that tells the answer to this. Photography professor comes into his class, start of the semester, says, okay, you're going to be graded on two things. One side of the room gets graded on one, and the other side of the room gets graded on the other. This side is going to be graded on the frequency and how many photos they take. This side of the class is going to be graded on how good their photos are.
Yeah.
In fact, we're going to judge them like almost, I want perfect composition, perfect lighting, perfect whatever else. And then we're going to have a competition at the end of the year to find out who takes the best photo of the year. And when you dig deep into the story, even outside of Atomic Habits, I dug deeper and I did the research on this whole entire story. There were students in there that were hazing the first group, the group about the frequency. The students that were judged based on their quality were hazing and teasing the people based on their frequency. Like, we're going to smash you. We're going to kill you. We're going to this and the other. Our photos are going to be the best, blah, blah, blah. And you guys already know the end of the story is that the people that won at the end of the year were the people that took the most photos. Because they were in the freaking dark room. They were messing with the camera. They were taking more shots. They understood the mechanics. They were doing it to the point where it was muscle memory, and they saw the results of what they were doing. So, for example, you put a YouTube video out and you immediately look at the comments and you go, what do people like? What do people not like? YouTube is amazing because it will tell you when people stop watching your video.
Mm-hmm.
And it will say,
where in the video did they like, all right, I'm done.
Right. Now you can choose to like that, not like that, whatever. I choose not to let that bother me because I, again, do a lot of 4-hour-long videos that I absolutely love doing. It's my style. I'm going to do what I want to do. However, you can get your immediate feedback. So think about this, bro. Brandon Mitchell, if you launched video number 1 today, and you told us on the Wholesale Hotline, hey guys, in the comments, I've got my new YouTube channel. Please give it some love. We'd have 200, 300, 400 views on that video pretty quickly. And YouTube and all of their infinite technology would give you the immediate feedback that you would need to then get better and better and better and better. In fact, I would not create another video until you post the first one, the second one, the third one, and then start working on video 24, 25, 26 based on the intel and the analytics that you get from YouTube in the meantime.
And Brandon, you don't have to have all the answers. In fact, you shouldn't. Like, you shouldn't decide what day you're going to post on or how often you're going to post or what your background's going to look like or what camera you're going to use. Don't decide those things. Start. And as you get feedback and as you learn more, it will evolve. Like, I literally started with my cell phone cocked to the side so that you guys couldn't see my bed. And, you know, like now I just slowly over the course of probably almost 200 videos now, changed pretty much everything about what I was doing from that first video to now. And hopefully in 2 or 3 more years, everything about now will change in that future. So don't even try to decide now.
Lily, how long did it take for you to gain traction? Because that's another real situation I think people deal with, is that they're not getting instant feedback. They're not getting an instant like viral video, or that they're like they're just like, oh, no one likes me. Like, you really got to grind it out and put stuff out there forever before things happen. Like, how quickly did it happen for you?
Yeah, I know I can't share my screen here, but when I first started, I made a poster and put it on my wall, and it said, make 100 videos before you quit. And so like, that was my goal, was to try to like get monetized within 100 videos. And it was after, I believe, and I have a video on my channel that talks about this, it was after around like the 60 to 70 video mark when I got monetized. And I remember that very first day I made $9.90, which was like nowhere near all of the money I had spent on like making the videos in the time. But that was like the best $9.90. And I just didn't give myself permission to think about quitting up until 100 videos. And that was some advice I got from other YouTubers of just like, if you make 5 videos, like nothing's going to happen.
So unpack that for the folks here that don't understand the YouTube terminology. How many subscribers did you need to get to before you got monetized?
Yeah, so for YouTube, you need to get 1,000 subscribers, and you need to also have 4,000 watch hours. So meaning people have watched 4,000 hours of your content. But the great thing about YouTube is you can have really long content. Like, it's expected to have, 15, 20, 30, 4-hour long videos. And that all builds up to you being able to get monetized. And once you do get monetized, those little ads that play before your video, the 5 seconds ads that you can skip, or the 10 seconds that you can't skip, the creator keeps about 55% of the ad revenue. So say Coca-Cola puts an ad on your video and they pay $100. Per 1,000 views, you would get $55 of that, and YouTube would take $45. And that's why I say YouTube is such a great platform, because the more money you make, the more money they make. And so then they have the, initiative to push your videos when you start making some money, because it's also going to make them more money.
Awesome.
Do we have Ever back?
Yeah,
we're getting down to the end here.
I'm waiting for her to hop back on. I'm interested to see what that total got to.
Yeah,
any last questions here before we get to the end, guys? Throw them in.
Do you like the 4-Hour Workweek book?
Yeah, I love it. I'm actually rereading it right now. I read it a couple years ago, and what I'm doing now is I'm rereading it, but I'm going chapter by chapter and actually working on implementing. I'm notorious for just going straight through a book, but I'm trying to go slow and actually implement some of those things.
What do you like about it?
I like the idea of like the dream lines. So he talks about like, what do you actually want for your life? And one of the exercises in the next 6 months, like, what are 4 things you could be doing, being, or having?
Oh, come on.
That would, like, change
We're
your
at
life.
50.
50K.
You're at how much?
Let me turn on my here.
50K.
50K. We are at 50K right now.
You guys are awesome.
I had to change my outfit.
There you go.
We're cheering them on.
I love that.
That's amazing.
Halfway there.
Halfway there. That was my goal.
Ever, you're gonna get there tomorrow. Mr. Beast is about to give you at least
there.
50K.
Yeah, the goal is to get to 100K. We're gonna get there. Oh, also, I have an offer. I'm gonna donate 5K from my lollipops if anyone wants to match. So from selling my lollipops, I go out every weekend. I was gonna donate 5K from my lollipops if anyone would like to match that.
Oh, you know that we're gonna have somebody match that. Who wants to match her $5,000 lollipop
Ever, you know
challenge,
what?
guys? Who's got it?
I got you. I'm
Hey!
Wow.
All right, there you go. 10 more K. There we go. We made it to 60 now.
So close.
I love it. I love it.
Wow.
I got you, Ever.
No more.
I know, right? My dad said I gotta hang out with Jamil more.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, you
I
do.
need-
You
I need
wait
more
until
friends like
tomorrow.
Jamil,
You wait
too.
till tomorrow, Ever. We're gonna have
Here,
a
let
great
me
time.
take a video for my Instagram story, and let's all say how much we're at. Is that okay with everyone?
And we're
Yeah.
great with
What do you
it.
want us to say?
We could all just scream like we're at 50K. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, gotta do the other way. The other way.
Which way?
Vertical.
3, 2, 1.
We're at 50K!
Oh, tell them about the shoes.
Amazing.
Oh yes, I also have these customs pair of shoes that I made.
You'll make one for them.
Well, and I can make it for someone. It's just like an auction idea for these.
Show them.
I customized these with my friend, so I can make like custom ones if anyone wants. It could be like a part of it, like kind of like an auction type of thing. So it's kind of like a win-win situation.
I'll buy a pair of those shoes off you. I'll tell you what I want on them when we're offline.
Awesome! Thank you so much, Jamil.
Show them the $7 check. Like that.
Amazing, guys. Oh, wonderful! Look at that! Look at that! We made it happen, guys. We got to 50K here real fast. What a great night, guys. Wholesale Hotline 137 with the incredible Lily Thompson. We had Pace Morby, Brent Daniels, myself, and Ever Matson.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks,
It was a great
everyone.
show, guys.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Great show. Love you guys.
We
We'll
out.
see you next week.
Thank you.
Or just say squat up.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
What are you doing?
I didn't say nothing.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
So squat up and enjoy the show. Cool.